I hate them all. And I want to talk about why I hate them. I'm not going to go into a whole diatribe about why I hate them all. I'm just going to talk about why I hate them all today. First of all, so backstory, I have to go to a housewarming party tonight, and so I want to get like a kitchen appliance or something housewarmy type, but the only thing the person wanted was a Yankee Candle. I hate Yankee Candles. And the reason I hate Yankee Candles is because when you go into the mall, you can smell the Yankee Candle store 3 stores down before you ever get to it. And what does the Yankee Candle store smell like? Think about it. A Yankee Candle store, that's what it smells like, because it doesn't smell like anything. It's a bombardment of every fragrance that they have mingled together, and it just gives me a headache, and it smells gross, and I don't like it. Not like Illumination store, which we used to have at my mall, that smelled really good because everything smelled exactly like the label said. If it was fresh linen, you'd be like, wow, this really does sound like some motherfucking fresh linen. It smells just like Downy. If it was, you know, apples, it smelled like apples. At Yankee, they merge, like you can never even find just like regular pear or apple. It has to be like apple pineapple or chicken dumpling meringue pie. It always has to be like this combination of shit that doesn't even go together because it doesn't smell like anything. And it tricks people into thinking that it smells, ooh, this smells good. It doesn't smell good. It's stupid. It's gross and disgusting. I don't like it. But that's not the reason that I was pissed off. I was kind of pissed off I had to go there, but I wasn't pissed off about that, about the smell. I can deal with the smell. So I go in, of course, yes, I am bombarded with this stench of all of their different fragrances. But the part that irritated me is that the store is not that big to begin with. So I walk in the store and the first lady greets me and she's like, hi, and I'm like, hi back, and go on my merry way to pick out whatever funky scent, the least of the funky scents that I can find to buy as his gift. And then the second guy, who is not but like a couple feet from the first person that already greeted me, is, hey, how you doing? Do you need any help? No, I don't need any help. You know, thank you. And keep going. Do you know what our specials are today? Okay, well, what are your specials? He goes through the whole thing, tells you his specials. Okay, you would think by that point, everyone, you know, considering the fact that there was 3 employees there, and all of them are standing relatively close together, and I'm the only customer in the store, that, okay, you know, we told the guy our specials, he knows what's here. It's a candle store. It's not like we have a great selection of other products. Like, he knows why, you know, he's here. If he needs any help, he'll ask. Well, apparently that's not what they thought, because they kept bombarding me with, do you need any help, like every 5 seconds. No, it's a candle store. I'm looking at candles. Leave me alone. But you know, I'm not bitchy. I try not to be bitchy when people do things like that, because it never gets anywhere. It just makes the environment more hostile. So I just kind of like, no, you know, smiling, no, if I need any help, you know, I'll ask you. I'm good. Until, you know, it got to the point where they kept asking me, I was like, I just grabbed something off the shelf. Here, this is what I want. Let me go get out of here before I cuss somebody out, because it was getting ridiculous. Leave me alone. It's a candle store. It's not that many options. So then, as I'm leaving the funky Yankee Candle store, we have kiosk in the middle of this particular mall. And I hate kiosks because they employ the most obnoxious of all people. I'm walking through, and I learned this trick from just like homeless people on the streets. I learned that if you don't make eye contact with someone that's trying to talk to you, they will stop talking to you because you haven't kind of acknowledged that they're there. And you know, that may or may not be rude, but I find if you just keep walking, it's the best thing besides having to tell someone no and then they say something, well, fuck you anyways, which I have had happen. So I just don't make eye contact. But I saw out of the corner of my eye, this woman saw me, even though I did not make eye contact with her. She goes behind the kiosk and hides there. And I know as I'm walking this way, she's going to jump out and say something to me, which is exactly what she does. Sir, can I ask you a question? I didn't even acknowledge her because in my head I'm thinking, no, bitch, because you're trying to sell me something that I don't want. But I kept walking, but that's the reason that I hate them all today. Oh, and another thing. The third and last reason the reason that I hate them all is because the people that we have to pay for mall parking, and the people at the mall steal. Like, the people steal. And so what I've learned to get around that is whenever I hand them my ticket to get out, I'm like, can I have a receipt? Because that way you'll get charged what you're supposed to. Because if you don't, what they'll end up doing is they'll overcharge you, and then basically they give a refund and take that money themselves. Because I've seen them do that. So anyone that goes to MacArthur Center Mall in Norfolk, Virginia, always ask before you hand them the ticket, say, oh, can I have a receipt? Because then you get charged what you're supposed to get charged. But that's the reason I hate them all today. Bye.